In this clip, I took about 30 minutes and zoomed it down to about 3 minutes so you could hopefully see the foam rising. Now this is the end of one kit, which by my calculations should have made 8 cubic feet of foam. So enjoy. Well, here we are. So I poured one kit, which is 2 gallons, part A, part B, mix them together, equal parts. And so one kit did about a quarter of the back end of this boat. But this is the deepest caverns here too. I mean, these ones in the middle are almost a foot deep. So they take quite a bit. These ones over on the sides, as you can see, they're only about 4 or 5 inches. So I got 2 more kits ordered. We'll see how far that gets me. May take another one too. Up in the front, it's not quite as deep, but still yet. I ordered 2 more. That'll be 3. And it may take 1 more besides that, 4. So it may take 4 kits to do this. Not sure. But I will go over here and show you my setup. So I went to Home Depot, got me some buckets. I said last night that the bucket wasn't going to work. That pan, because it was a rectangle, I couldn't clean it out. But now after doing a lot of pours, I was able to scrape out almost all of that. So I think that thing's going to last for a while. I even got a bigger bucket just in case I wanted to go bigger, but I think this is good. What I did was I mixed, these little cups are 8 ounces each. So I mixed 2 of them of each part at a time. So there's 16, there are 8 ounces. So I mixed 16 and 16. Poured it in here, mixed it up. And once it got hot and started foaming up, then I took off to the boat. And then as far as yesterday, I'm amazed at how hard this stuff is. You know, I mean this is like a hammer now. And this plastic, you can't even break that thing. See? They say that it adds structure to the boat. I guess I have to agree because you can't even bust that and poke a hole in it or nothing. And the boat you could feel the heat through the hull of the boat of this stuff doing its thing, the exothermic reaction. But yeah, I'm amazed at this stuff because it is hard. It is really hard. And I tell you, what I'm not happy with. It's got this this brand here. I didn't get it from my Nitro guys. All right, I think I got this on Amazon, or they sell it on Facebook. But you know, this stuff is like hit or miss. I don't know. I don't like it at all. I put boards in, and some of them get hard, some of them don't. One time the cup got so hot, it started smoking and melted. And you know, I mix stuff all the time. I mix paint. I've mixed about 13 gallons of resin so far. And I haven't had any trouble with keeping it at like 1%. But this brand of epoxy, I ain't got nothing good to say about that. As I'll tell you, I put in, let me turn the camera around. I put these in yesterday. I tried to epoxy them in because I was going to have some extra floor supports here. And they're still wobbly. It's holding me up. Now, at the same time yesterday, I took a piece of, I'll go over there. I took a piece of the old floor. Really, it's a piece of old stringer. Let's see how I can get on there. There we are. Is that? Yeah, there it is. All right, so I took a piece of old stringer just to make a tab for floor support between this area here. And I did like some peanut butter, a little bit of epoxy, no, not epoxy, the resin. So I made a little bit of peanut butter out of the resin, and that thing is hard. It's so hard I was able, you know, this edge, since I laid it in here right on the line, but when it laid like this, and that threw this edge up high. So then I had to take the oscillating tool and go down through here and knock this edge off right here. And it's strong enough that it didn't budge, and I cut the top of it off. That's how strong that is. So, oh no, that epoxy. I got a different brand, so I'm hoping it's better. But there's what one kit will do for you. And these pretty big spaces under this floor here. It's a tunnel boat, so there's a big tunnel under here. So I guess they had to raise the floor up. And then since they raised the floor up and you got a tunnel in there, you don't have any room for a gas tank under. So the gas tank is in the console. So I imagine that was the whole ideal. But that's just an update to the pour foam. Like I said, I ordered more. And when it comes, I'll try to do the rest of the boat, or most of it. Still thinking about leaving a space under the console put a round access hole right under there so I can see if anything's leaking out around anywhere to do with the all the screws that are under the console that I can't get to. So I might leave it open under there, but I'm going to foam the rest of it since this stuff is, it's a different world than the old foams. They left a little bit of the old foam in right there, and that stuff is soft and it's nothing like that back there. So maybe they did have, crappy foam in the old days, because this is a 04 boat. So this is foam from 04, and back there, it says that it meets Coast Guard approval. The new foam, it meets the Coast Guard approval. They say it's waterproof. It's urethane, polyurethane, or something like that. So that's pretty good. Then, as you see me, I cut some boards the other day so I could have the thickness for these big screws for the feet for the tower here. So I cut some boards, glued them together, then bolted them down with this, and then I left the tab sticking out so it'd be some floor support. And I start putting the floor back in, and same thing, all four of the corners here. I put the bolted them in there, glued them to the bottom of there. And when I talk glue, I'm talking I either made some epoxy, which I don't like very well, or I made some like peanut butter with resin, which works really good. But like I said, I got a whole another gallon from True Composites, and I'll be giving that a try. And I'll let you know how that works. But if you do decide to get something from True Composites, no, they don't sell that crap. So here's the good stuff. And their brand of epoxy is called Pro Glass. So I'll be giving that a try, and I'll tell you the truth, what I think of it. But if you do decide to get you some putty or resin, pour foam, ceramic transom pour, any of that, just make sure you use my discount code for you guys is Mr. 65 CUDA, all one word, all caps. Put it in that little box that says discount code. Put it in there and you get a discount off your total. And they anything over $100 they ship free by UPS. So that's a first class operation. I get it in 2 days every time. So it depends on where you live. Be how long it takes to get it, I guess. But I get it in 2 days every time so far, without delay. So that's an update on the foam. And you guys like and subscribe, man. I love the comments. And I had several comments last night. It's like, it's stuff that people don't see because there's so many videos. You didn't see the video where I did this or that. Like, one guy said, well, you didn't attach the stringers to the transom. Well, yeah, I did. Just one of them parts you didn't see. But as far as that, those the biggest stringers there go to the knees, both of them. I epoxied them. Well, first I painted every board in here. Before I put it in, I painted every board with resin. Mixed up the fiberglass resin and painted them. Then the next day, then I used them, cut them, and then I put it in. So that one there has been painted with resin, and then I epoxied it to the knees, and then I put 4 or 5 stainless steel screws in it, almost 2-inch long. Then I buried those, and then I plastered over those with the fiberglass, and then I used structure putty and tabbed it. And then every time I get in this boat, and every time I'm fiberglassing some, I go around and I put it in any little cracks or holes that I see in the stringers here. I paint them over some more. So I try to use up, I never throw any away. If I got a little bit left after I get through laying up something, I come in here and I paint it on the board, on the stringers, or I pour it in the cracks, or I use it somewhere. So those two big stringers going to the knees, they're attached pretty good. About 5 different things holding them in there. And this stuff here, man, just poured that a little bit ago. It's pretty hard, man. It is hard. I say that it does give structure to your boat. That stuff is like pouring concrete in it. It is hardened up and attached to everything. It would definitely make your boat stronger, especially in between all this system here, the stringer system and the bulkheads. They're all holding each other, and they're all holding to the floor, and now this is holding to the floor and everything too. So it's doing quite the job. I hated the foam. I didn't want to use it, but actually I'm thinking I don't mind it now. Especially it's so different than the old stuff up there. I mean, this just doesn't even look like the same foam. It is hard. But, well, that's all for now. Okay, here's a small thing I was doing today. It took a while, but what I did was I cut up a bunch of pieces of the plywood, used some pieces I had left over, and I took 2 3/4, put a stainless steel screw in them, screwed them together. Then I painted them with vinyl ester so they'll be waterproof. And I got them labeled there, port rear, port front, starboard rear, starboard, and that's what that means. Then I'm going to put them under the legs. See, here's the 3 holes. I'm going to put them under the legs of the tower because we got a 1/2 inch of floor, some gel coat, and then they have 1.5 inches of wood here. So the 2-inch screws go through each leg of the tower, and that way they won't be leakers. And I'll show you where that is over here. See, so each one of those legs has those 3 screws. So I've oriented the board so that they'll stick in and go under here, and the screws won't go all the way through them. So the screws won't be leakers. Then they're going to stick out here and add for extra tab for when I glue the floor down. I'm thinking I'll epoxy the floor down. I was going to stainless steel screw it, but I don't know. Every screw you put to a floor is a chance to leak. And I see a lot of people just epoxying the floor down. You thicken it up and lay it on top of each one of these, and then you can just glue it down. You have no screws going through the floor, so no penetrations. So I'm thinking more about doing that. But that's one little piece to the puzzle here. And I'll give you some more here as soon as I do another. Over there I epoxied some little tabs to the side of the hull, and those are going to be like supports to lay the floor on also. Even though the floor is going to get tabbed up like the original, I also give us some support, some extra support. And I was going to screw them into that, and I thought, no, if I'm going to glue all this, I can epoxy that too. So they're just epoxied in, and the tape's just there to hold them till it dries, because epoxy drives me crazy because you got to wait till the next day. Whereas all the fiberglass stuff, it gets hard in a little while and you can keep on going. But that's how that is. So I'm going to do some more of those over on this side because, like a dummy, I cut the floor out completely and didn't leave any tab there. See, so I took the oscillating tool and went around and trimmed it real nice right next to the hull before I figured out you wasn't supposed to do that. You're supposed to leave a little bit like that. And then you have something to put a couple of pieces of board across underneath and tie the 2 floors together when you go to put them back together. So that's my mistake, and like I said, I'll tell you guys whenever I screw up. That's what I'll do. I'll tell you. And let's see, I got busy on these sides here, laying in some extra fiberglass coat where the mold wasn't perfect. I mean, this is still like glass, but not all of it was in exactly. So we got a body line here coming down from the boat, and I had to build that up and make that. And then we got another body line here that goes down like that, and I'm gonna have to build that up. I know some people might just put Bondo in there or something, but I'm going to build it up with glass a lot first. I don't trust the fillers and stuff to do that much. But that's all I got for the moment. Okay, just a short little update. The epoxy, here's that garbage. Don't ever use this. This I just tore out the boards. I waited 3 days for this to harden up, and it never did anything. So here it is. Let's see, right there we are. Here it is after 3 days. I just scraped it off inside the boat. And, I had these boards taped to just make some ledgers to lay my floor on. And I had coated them in resin, little boards, just to set the floor on. And so here's this brand. I could not get it to work. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm throwing the rest of this crap away. I'll go on with the new one I got and hope it does better. But as you can see, it's just goo. After 2.5 days, the boards were still loose. I just pulled them loose, untaped them. I had to tried to clean the hull with lacquer thinner, and I'll just remix this new brand I got, and I hope it works good.